In Pakistan, the word is never drive at night. It's too dangerous. But the pressure's on to reach Islamabad, the capital. Nice tent. Shame about the hangover. Still, it's got to be better than a night on the concrete at Islamabad camping. This reminds me of when I was on the road, down to my last pound, lighting up dog ends first thing in the morning to kill the hunger and warm me up a bit.
Pull up a newspaper.
Yeah. So how much do you live on? What's your sort of daily budget?
At the moment, it's about $3 a day.
$3 US.
Yeah.
It's not bad, is it?
No.
And that covers what? Your food, your travel?
Yes. Yeah, I've got the most comfortable slab of concrete in Islamabad to sleep on.
Well, if it's not a joint, it must be filet mignon. Believe me, Emile and Lillian probably need to spoil themselves. They left Switzerland for a year's drive, but that was more than 10 years ago. They really are going for the Guinness Book of Records.
69 countries, 351,000 kilometers, in 9,105 driving hours, that means engine running hours, spent 84,818 liters of petrol, did 120 border crossings, spent the night on 1,636 different night spots, used 41 tires, had 102 punctures, now we had one more, shot 13,450 slides, used 16 batteries, 72 spark plugs, 15 air filters, 26 oil filters, 36 shock absorbers, and I have done 52 oil changes myself. And up to then, 2 weeks ago, I have driven on the right-hand side of the road 251,544 kilometers, and on the left-hand side, 99,864. That's the statistic for here. If you want to know more, then I have to calculate
How
it.
many filet mignon lunches have you had?
Yes, that's a good
3 or
thing.
4.
Well, no,
Here.
that's just here. That was more.
10 years? You must be in love or something. I'm taking some time out and going for a spin along a road I've never traveled before. The Karakoram Highway to China, the highest public road in the world, carved out of the Himalayas at the cost of 500 lives. Driving's hard enough, but pedaling through the Himalayas. Hi.
Hi.
You look exhausted.
I'm okay.
A long haul, isn't it?
Yeah, bastard kids.
Huh?
Kids throwing rocks at me.
Why were they doing that?
Don't know, amuse themselves.
Where are you going?
Come from Hong Kong. And I'm going to Islamabad, then through to India, Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you get from Hong Kong? Through that
just-
little hole in the road back there.
Well, over the mountain. Went to southern China. Yeah.
You're very casual about it. Sounds like a hell of a journey.
It was all right. It took me 5 months.
This must be your picture. You don't get a bit lonely? Sort of? I mean, you're covering huge distances. This isn't as though you're
No.
just doing a quick trip to Turkey or something.
I'm always really busy, so I never really have time to sort of kick around. I guess like the loneliest times, sort of when you're in a big city, kicking around in some hotel room somewhere, you know, and then it's pretty boring. But on the bike, no, I'm just too busy, you know.
How far have you covered so far then?
I think about 41,000 k.
41,000 kilometers? What do you think? You a bit crazy?
Yeah.
A bit crazy to bicycle from China to London?
Yeah.
The Jeep's still going strong, but there's one of those noises under the bonnet. This is no place for a breakdown, that's for sure. It isn't much of a place either if you hate ridiculously unsafe bridges over ice-cold, troubled waters. I did eventually make it across, and before dark, for a night at the Mountain Refuge, a sort of last gasp hostel 12,000 feet up, where weary travellers are thankful to eat whatever they can get. Roy and Stacey from New Zealand are here on the way to China, waiting out the night for a dawn start. How come you hitched up with this fella?
And I met Roy in a brothel in Mombasa.
Explain that.
Who was in the brothel first?
It was a cheap hotel. It's a bit of a story in itself, but we found ourselves in the same room.
So what made you just clear off when you were 17?
It was...
That's pretty young.
Yeah, well, I was 18.
Especially for a girl.
Yeah. I had a dream one night. This was really stupid. But anyway, I had this dream that I'm going to go overseas, and 5 weeks later I was in Australia. And then I travelled with a circus in Australia for 3 months, which also gave me a bit more money, a Russian circus. It was a real laugh. Yeah, I just have this thing like, let's just put the backpack on and go somewhere. Yeah, and then that might not be a good thing, because now I might not be happy later on in life, or I don't have a proper career, or I don't, you know, I'm just bumming around. That's all it is, and other people don't look at that, you know, very well.
But maybe there's nothing wrong in just bumming around.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you can spend your whole life like this if you want.
Oh my God. I'm going to be bumming around unless I can get the Jeep fixed. I've done it now. She's got her skirt up in the last garage in Pakistan. What is problem?
Flaring engine.
Can you repair?
Yes, no problem.
No problem. So you have to take all this off. Do they know what they're doing? You sure? Why have you taken the engine out?
It's not the engine. It's no engine.
Well, it's as good as, isn't it?
No, the engine's at the front. Look, it's broken.
What is this?
You've
You've got another 8,000 miles to go yet.
No problem. Yes, and put on the grease. No problem.
What do you mean, no problem? There obviously still is, but they've done enough to get me up the final few thousand feet to the roof of the world and the border with China. "700 years ago, Marco Polo must have stood here at a point where China, Pakistan, Uzbekistan and India almost meet. It's 14,000 feet up in a thin, chilling sub-zero wind. We've heard the roads being cut behind us and several people killed in clashes between armed Islamic fundamentalists and Pakistani government troops. This is the end of the road for us. We can't drive any higher or any further. We don't have the right papers, and we must turn back." My first step into China? First step. Welcome. Thank you. First step. Now I have to go back again. What to do?
Great. This is going to be nice. Okay. Okay.
It's the end of the road.